Welcome back to Why We Buy It, and today we're talking about the very first city we visited on our one-bag travel trip, and that's Oslo, Norway. And like the title said, today's video is about 3 reasons why you shouldn't visit Oslo, Norway, but
3 reasons why you absolutely should.
yeah, it's not all bad. And let's begin with the 3 reasons why you shouldn't, and number 1 is the cost.
It's high, but it's the euro. It's gonna be high, right?
Yeah, for
we expected
Canadians,
this going in,
right? For Canadians in general, traveling to Europe can be very expensive, especially the European Union. On top of that, Norway is also a little more expensive than your average European Union country.
It's glamorous.
Right, so because it's so far north, certain things are more expensive there, and it's also a very high-end city, right?
Yes.
Certain cities just have that joie de vivre that comes along at a price, right? So in order to mitigate the cost, we went there in off-season.
Yes.
Right, the off-season, so we were there at the beginning of May, which takes us into the second reason why you shouldn't visit Norway, or Oslo, Norway.
It's cold.
It's very cold. Now here's the funny thing about it.
We're Canadians, right?
We can
should
handle
know
the cold.
this.
We can handle the cold.
Yeah.
But Google fooled us.
Yeah, so Cope and I were like Googling Norway weather like 3 months leading up to this trip. And
every month.
single day, practically, it was like, okay, it's gonna be a low of 10 and like a high of like 20, 21. We're like, perfect.
That's fine.
Low of 10?
That's nothing
Easy.
for Canadians.
We're like, we'll just layer up, totally fine. No, it was like -2 to, I think we got like maybe like a high of 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this is cold.
There was one day that kind of felt warm just because it was sunny, but it wasn't warm.
It wasn't warm.
So as a result of that,
we had to buy extra clothing because we only did the one bag travel, right? So we decided to just bring layers. Wasn't enough for us. We were like, we got to bite the bullet. I bought a jacket. Cope had to buy a heavy sweater.
right? So the reality is one bag travel or not, if you're unsure of whether or not you're going to come across some cold days, just pack something heavy.
Bring a jacket.
Pack something heavy. You can layer all you want, but layering only goes so far when it's really cold.
Yeah.
Right? So
that was our mistake. That's really nothing against Norway. It was just we misjudged it.
And here's what we picked. Here's what we got.
Yeah.
So Amy,
I went to a thrift store, guys. Whoop, whoop, found one.
we checked at a thrift store in Norway.
So it's not the heaviest jacket in the world, but it is waterproof, and it had the little bit of the fur lining, which was kind of like nice.
And it kept the wind out, which is most important.
Which was such a game changer.
I couldn't find a jacket at the thrift store.
So we had to go to H&M.
Yeah, in the end, I folded. I went to H&M, not my favorite store, but whatever. And I got a very thick sweater with a hood, which was the most important part because that's where we were feeling the cold the most.
It was on our heads, yeah.
Right, so we had to buy those items and essentially wear them for most of the trip.
Yeah.
Because Google was wrong about the weather, and it's not Google's fault. People told us it was quite literally the coldest May ever in a lot of places.
Yeah, like the second we got to Norway, the taxi driver that took us to our Airbnb was like, oh, this is like the coldest May we've had in like a long time. I'm like, great news for us. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but despite the cold, we had mostly good weather.
We had good weather.
It was sunny.
It was sunny. It was beautiful.
Clear. We could enjoy ourselves while we're there, but you can't enjoy yourself if you're shivering all the time, right?
Reason number 3.
Reason number 3. Now here's the thing, right? We have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We have social media channels.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, subscribe to Why We Buy It on Instagram.
Yeah, do it.
We do our very best to keep up appearances.
Yeah, like
right?
we try to stay in shape. We
try to eat well.
We do eat well. We try to dress our best when we're out and about, and I will lounge at home and
because we're going to be on camera.
Because we're going to be on camera, and we want to like look decent, right?
And we feel like for the most part we succeeded.
I think we do a good job. Apparently not. Because
not in Norway.
We weren't in the super touristy area when we stayed in Norway. We were kind of like, I don't know what it called.
Just a little outside of the main area. Like in the suburb.
But everybody's gorgeous.
And everybody's working out.
Constantly. Like, Cobe and I walk everywhere. And I was like, I'm out of shape. And he's like, yeah, me too. And like...
For Toronto, we're quite active.
Yes.
Okay, the fact that we walk, quite literally, she says, we walk everywhere. Right? If it's an hour away, we'll walk it.
Yeah.
And that's not a typical thing
Nope.
in Toronto.
Nope.
We're sort of the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Canadians are car people.
Yes.
They like to drive everywhere, even from within the city to within the city. Okay, but we don't do that.
No.
So we feel like we're pretty active.
We thought we were.
Norwegians run and jog
Everywhere.
everywhere, and not just as exercise.
We saw a gentleman like in a full piece suit.
Looked like he was like a banker.
With a smile on his face, jogging, and we were like, "Are we not walking? Like, we're not walking fast enough. This is wild."
Just jogged by us, full suit with his briefcase. Didn't even look like he was in a rush. Just smiling.
just happy
jogging to the next place.
I was like, "Wow!" And then
we thought that was bad.
We thought that was bad. And then we walked past this woman, and no word of a lie, she's probably 7 to 8 months pregnant, like big belly,
ready to pop.
And she tied up her shoes and went for a run. I'm like, that's it. I'm out of shape.
That's it.
I was like, that to me was just game changing, and I was like, okay, this is why everybody's gorgeous. I'm
Quite literally, I'd say 90% of the people you see in Oslo are in great shape.
Great shape.
90%. That's a ridiculous
keep in mind,
number.
They're Scandinavians, right? So they're tall.
They're also gorgeous.
They're blonde. They have the perfect like shaped face. I'm just like
bone structure.
Cope and I were just like, you guys are so pretty.
Yeah.
So if you're a little self-conscious,
it's like Scandinavian models and Vikings walking everywhere.
Everywhere. So if you're a little self-conscious about yourself in the slightest, because I was,
you're going to be embarrassed to walk around Oslo.
You're just going to be like, they know you're a tourist, but they're the sweetest people. Really, they are.
They are. They're very
so
humble
nice.
about it. Maybe it's smug. Maybe they know they're really attractive, so they just pretend like it's not a big deal, but that's just the way it is. I felt so subconscious about my general physique, and I'm in pretty good shape.
You're in great shape.
The second day I was there, the first thing I did when I got up in the morning was do some push-ups. I literally started doing push-ups.
He was doing push-ups. I'm doing like crunches.
Right? Because I'm like, they're not showing out.
We're stretching before we go for our walk.
Right? I'm not anybody to judge me today.
It was wild.
So if you're self-conscious about your shape, if you're a little worried about your eating habits
they're
or
not
your
going to make you feel bad about it,
but you'll feel bad
about it.
Right? So those are the three things that may keep you from visiting Oslo. And honestly, the third one is the biggest one. It is the biggest one. Yes, it's cold, but you can prepare for that, and you could do what we didn't do and go in the summer.
Yeah.
And actually enjoy it there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to cost more, but some people have better budgets than us.
Yeah.
But the one thing you can't change is yourself unless you're dedicated to right now, and maybe plan for 2 years from now, you go to Oslo and you're in shape.
Yeah.
So that one's brutal.
Or maybe you're just not self-conscious like Cope and I, and you're just like, wow.
You don't care.
Yeah, everyone's pretty.
Right? But yeah, we're vain people, right? We have a YouTube channel. Enough said. Now the three things that are what makes Oslo worthwhile. First of all, it is a beautiful city.
It is gorgeous.
And it's not a beautiful city like you'd expect in Europe where everything is old. No, it's a mix of both, and the new is cutting edge.
Yeah.
The architecture in Norway is phenomenal.
Immaculate and clean.
So clean.
The city is very clean, and we were just like, it was a beautiful place to walk around and explore, and we were like, in love with like the street trees and the lights, and I was just like, it's just a beautiful city.
And I don't know why this is, but Amy and I were talking about it, like our last day there. Everywhere you go, there's sculpture.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. So we're like, you almost want to call it the city of sculptures. And it's not just old sculptures, right?
No,
there's
new.
modern art.
Yeah.
Right? So you get a little bit of everything. Their new opera house is awesome.
You get to climb it.
You can walk on it.
That was actually the first time I actually was able to like climb an opera house, and I was like,
because you're walking on the roof literally.
Yeah, and I was like, this is so different. Like, it was really cool. But yeah, sculptures all around there. It was
right.
It was
the area that has all the new architecture of buildings kind of side by side, all different types of architecture. Fantastic. Then you have some of the old architecture, which looks amazing, and then the coup de grace, the one place we went that blew us away the most, and it was like the last place we visited practically, was Frogner Park.
Oh my God.
With all the crazy human sculpture and positions that they put these, it's nuts. You have to go there.
You have to.
You have to go there. It's not that far away from the downtown, so it doesn't take you that long to, like, again, we walk everywhere, and they jog there, but whatever. It doesn't take you that long to get there, and it's not, it's a big place.
There is transit available if you don't want to do any of that.
It's a big park, but it's not ridiculously large, and you see all of what you need to see kind of along down one stretch.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can actually kind of like spend the day. Like, Cope and I are very fast-paced walkers, so we kind of like do everything within a shorter period of time. But you could take your time, have little picnics. I think there's like a little cafe there.
We'll have a short video as well that comes out that's just on that location because it blew us away so much.
It was fantastic.
I'd heard about it numerous times and thought, how cool could it really be? It blows your mind. It's crazy. The ideas that this guy had to make those kind of sculptures, obviously, we're talking about a twisted individual here, right? And that's just my personal opinion. But it's got to be, okay? But it's still amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see.
And we don't have that here, so it's like, it's always cool to experience that when you're somewhere else, right?
So again, right, absolutely beautiful. The food is excellent, right? Again, you got to pay for it, but whatever. The food is excellent. And then Oslo is just the city, but in around Oslo, there's so much more to see. We weren't there long enough to take full advantage.
No.
But there are all these like little islands, and if you go the right time of year, you can see the northern lights there. Like, there's so much. There are, like, those are really the three great things about Oslo.
It's very kind of similar to how Canada is, right? Like, you have like your heart of your city, but then you have so much on the outskirts that's
just the outskirts.
Like literally on the cusp of like the city, and it's just like a whole new world to experience outside of it. So when we do go back to Oslo, because we will,
we'll do one of those like Oslo harbor cruises that goes to the little islands and such, right?
In warmer weather, right?
In better
warmer weather,
right? So when we win the lottery, we're going back to Oslo.
No, right? But before that.
But no, so like essentially, and then we said it as a negative, but the third one as a positive is the people.
The people are so nice.
They're great people.
Yeah.
And I mean, why wouldn't you be? If you wake up every morning, you look in the mirror and you're like, damn, you're good looking. You're going to be pretty happy about it, right? You're going to be in a good mood.
It's one of those things where it's like, they just seem very prideful, and they're
proud to be Norwegian.
Yeah, they're proud to be Norwegian, and they're very humble, and everyone we spoke to was just so welcoming, and we were just like, man, this is the place to be.
Yeah, and as a little addition here, because we're in Toronto and the World Cup's taking place in all of North America, I am not a fan of this World Cup. I'm not going to get into it. But what I will say is, if you want to bet on a dark horse team, Norway is the team to bet on. That's a very good,
There's a statement.
Very good dark horse to go with. They have a very strong team that doesn't get nearly enough attention in other parts of the world. But if you follow soccer, you know what I'm talking about. Norway is a good dark horse team. But we're
not getting into the World Cup. So
if I was, you asked me, do I want to go back to Oslo?
Yes.
100% I do.
Yes.
The positives outweigh the negatives. Even though we called this 3 reasons to not go to Oslo,
it's more reasons to go to Oslo.
It's really reasons to go, but be wary. Be wary. Right? Especially reason number 3. You're going to feel less than in Oslo.
Norwegians feel very prideful now in this moment.
They probably do. They're going to be sharing this around.
The Canadians came, and we just find you guys to be absolutely stunning people.
Yeah, our video is going to go viral in Norway only. That's what's going to happen. But if you haven't yet,
like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because you do not want to miss out on any upcoming videos.
And thank you for those that
because we reached our 5,000.
Because we finally hit our 5,000. We're giving away a watch.
Yes.
There is a contest entry on the Instagram channel, so join Why We Buy It on Instagram and get your entry in, so you got a chance of winning that watch.
You want to win a watch. Free things are good for you.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.